Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is Monday afternoon and I did something I never do, which it kind of feels really good. I blocked off a Monday on my calendar today and I forgot I did this, but I did it because I think the past couple of Mondays I felt kind of overwhelmed if I have like 3 to 4 client calls back to back and then I'm trying to get through my email. There's like looming tasks, all these things, maybe something that spilled over from the weekend or the week before. So I forgot I did myself a solid and I blocked today off and it feels a little too quiet and relaxing. I went to the gym this morning, packed some orders. I am now just gonna get ready and take some orders to the post office, and I need to do a quick grocery run, which I think some of you like the food content. By the way, I just started a new like acne friendly nutrition account, which hopefully can just be inspirational, fun, a way to get some meal and snack ideas if you are acneic. Wrong one. By the way, these are new bench samples of the Jan Marini SPF. She's coming out with a fair shade and a deep shade. Right now she has just one tone in the middle. It's a little too dark for me. So I'm gonna try out this fair shade. But yeah, my point with the Instagram account is just, I wanna make food like fun and nutritious at the same time, easy. I think a lot of people get overwhelmed by food and it's kind of a tricky balance sometimes to educate about to a wide audience because of course we're so bio-individual. Everyone has a different history with food, different goals. So obviously working one-on-one with somebody is ideal, but there are also so many just fun meals and snacks I make that I want to share, and you know, like I post them on my SD Tessa Instagram, but it's like, why not make an account where I can post and just save the recipe ideas so more people can have a resource. So I'm excited about that. And kind of as an aside, so I'm really into nutrition, by the way. Like, I love skin and acne, and I feel like that's kind of my first love. And then I'm also really passionate about wellness because I've had like a huge health journey, and I still am on one for my autoimmune, and wellness is always a goal for me. Like, I'm very just fascinated in how to live well and feel good and support my body. And nutrition is something I've gotten more and more interested in with time, and I feel like I learn so much just every few months. I feel like I learn new things that open my eyes. But I've been working with a macro coach, and it's just so interesting to see because acne focused nutrition is so different from, say, bodybuilding nutrition, which I'm not like a bodybuilder per se, but I'm trying to put on some muscle. I have been for the past few years, and I would say like I live pretty fit and healthy all year round, but I'll go through phases of wanting to be more focused on it. And last year, I actually worked with the same coach. She's amazing. Her name is Danielle, and her family has been in bodybuilding for years. But when we started last year together, like counting macros was so new to me. And as somebody who was more of like an intuitive eater before, it was a lot for me to get used to, like counting macros, tracking it, and all that. So yeah, I was not the most consistent with it, and I would track like a couple days a week, but that is not enough if you are serious about fitness goals to really see a precise result. And I think I kind of realized that, and it gives me empathy for my clients too, because I understand, like, just because somebody gives you an instruction, the difficult part is implementing that and changing habits, changing a lifestyle. It's not easy. It's like some of the most difficult work we can do. But yeah, recently, I think here's the other thing with like discipline and tracking and all that. It's like, of course, nobody really wants to do that. Like, it's not super fun. It takes time, effort, and energy, and you have to be more intentional tracking your food. But when you get to a certain point, and I think this can go for any goal or something you want out of your life, like say fitness or say a certain physique goal, you get to a point where like you've done it your way and you get frustrated enough where you're like, okay, I'm putting in all this work, I'm not seeing a result. At a certain point, like, you may have to be a little more precise with things. So I think that's kind of just like where, yeah, where I kind of reached a point where I was like, okay, if I want XYZ, if I want to build muscle and have a certain physique, which, yeah, I just want more definition. And for somebody who works out as much as I do, it's like I would like to see a certain result. And if you want to maintain muscle and stay somewhat lean, that I think is a slightly more difficult goal where like you need to be more precise. If, you know, your goal is just weight loss and you want to eat healthier, like somebody like that may not need necessarily to track. Maybe you do if your concern is weight loss and like you've tried and you haven't seen a result. But yeah, I kind of just reached a point where I was ready to dive back in with macros and whatnot. So I had another call with Danielle, and here's the other thing, like having a coach, whether you have skin goals, physique goals, it's so helpful. And like, I'm a professional, I've gone through nutrition school, I know a lot, but having a coach to keep you accountable is just so helpful. So never feel like, you know, too proud to get help, because you can learn so much, and I love working with other professionals. I feel like I always learn something from just seeing their style of communication, how they work with clients. It only makes us better. So yeah, that's what I've been up to lately. I've been tracking for the past week now, and it's different this time because I'm actually weighing my food, which I had never thought. I don't know. I also thought that would be so hard and difficult and annoying. And it really has not been too bad. Like, it does take some time to put stuff on the scale, but it's so interesting and so enlightening. Like for me, I've found through actually looking at my food more specifically, and by the way, this would not work for everyone, especially if you have a history of just being too obsessive with food. Like, this might not be for you, but it's just what I'm doing right now and I wanted to share. So I found out like my fats were way too high for a weight loss goal. My carbs were way too low. My protein was actually like 10 grams over what I need, so that was interesting, and that's kind of rare. What I find in coaching women is usually that the protein is too low, and either the carbs or fats or both are too high, or I also notice a lot of women are not eating enough. That is a quick way to screw up your metabolism and make sure you never gain progress and you just put yourself on the path to needing to eat less and less and less because the body adapts. So maybe that's a good little message, just like going into summer. You need to eat to gain weight and to lose weight because we want our bodies to stay efficient. Oh, by the way, I got a new SPF lip gloss. This is the only one I hadn't tried from Color Science. It's the coral shade, and I think it is so pretty. My friend Carly always wears this. I was like, I need to try that. Very natural. Just a cute everyday color. Okay, I need to get out of here because this day is whizzing by and I want to make the most of this admin day. So let's go drop off some FreeSKIN orders and then I'm going to take you guys to the grocery store. These are all the FreeSKIN orders I have that I need to drop off. Thank you guys so much for your business, your support. It seriously means the world. I basically like jump off the couch or wherever I'm sitting when I get an order and pack it, usually the same day because I'm just so excited and I know it's important to get your skincare in time. So I just try to be really quick and efficient with it. Honestly, most of my customers are so surprised how quickly they get their orders. I don't know how long I can sustain this. Like, as the business grows, I probably won't be able to, but for now, I just really try to get everything out ASAP, and I just really appreciate your business. You are literally propped up on a banana. I just got home from the grocery store and I stopped at Jersey Mike's and I got a little lunch that I posted on my Acne Friendly Foods Instagram. If you're curious, you can go check that out. This is all from Stater Brothers grocery store, which is the store my mom shops at. It's funny because it's actually in her little, like, her town is somewhat of a retirement community. So it's mostly older people in the store, which I love, and I feel like everyone is not in a rush. It's like a better vibe. Everybody's friendly and relaxed. Okay, shout out to the staff at Stater Brothers. They're just so nice, so attentive. I got asked twice if I needed help, and I was like, what? That just does not happen at stores like Whole Foods. Yeah, I don't know. Whole Foods is kind of, I like it for certain things. Like, since I am gluten-free, finding good breads can be difficult, so I like Whole Foods for that and specific products and brands. But vibe-wise, price-wise, it's like my least favorite. I feel like it's always super busy. There's always lines. Everyone's stressed out, rushed. It's ironic for such a healthy grocery store. Everyone seems upset. So I like to shop where the older people are, and I think you can save some money at a store like that, like a general grocery store. I don't think it has to be an expensive grocery store. So this is what I got. Let's start out with the veggies. I haven't gotten this in a minute, but this is like a little kale chopped salad, and I want to try to eat more salads because I just don't think about making a salad, to be honest, but this will make it easy. So I got that. I got some broccoli, and now let me tell you, the secret to good broccoli is the Momofuku chili oil. I will microwave the broccoli with a little bit of the, after I cook the broccoli, I'll put the chili oil over it in a Tupperware and shake it up, and a little bit of salt. Delicious. I could eat that every day. So yummy. And if you have a hard time eating something like broccoli, it makes it tastier. What else? Some snap peas. These are just, you know, easy to snack on. I like high volume foods so I can eat more, and I like little like fresh veggie snacks. I just feel good eating that. Yeah, just a little something to snack on. This is such an easy vegetable to cook and use, I highly recommend getting some frozen veggies. Can my ice maker be louder? I like to have these as like a side, whether it's for breakfast or dinner. Really easy with tacos or like a Mexican bowl, something like that. And a little challenge for you is to try to eat 5 different colors of fruits and veggies per day. This gives you 3 colors and just a nice variety for your gut microbiome. So we love that. And peppers are packed with antioxidants, which we love for the skin. Onto the fruit. I switch up my fruit. I really just get whatever looks good. Today I got strawberries and kiwi. Stater Brothers has great fruit that's already cut up and washed, so really couldn't be easier. And if you struggle with healthy eating, I highly recommend getting like pre-chopped fruits and veggies, because you basically want to lower the barrier to entry, like challenges that you face in the kitchen, be it washing, chopping veggies, storing them, like that does take time. So if you are somebody who gravitates toward just quick options, if you have it ready, you're probably more likely to reach for it. I also got some pineapple. Now, pineapple and banana, these are obviously higher sugar fruits, but to me, when we're talking about eating for acne, fruit is never going to be something, you know, unless you're like eating excess of it all the time and you're not pairing it with fats or proteins. I'm really rarely ever going to say like you can't have certain fruits. I just think there are other places we can start in the diet if you're talking about sugar. And pineapple is packed with enzymes, vitamins and minerals. Same with bananas, so they're very healthy for us, and I recommend eating a diverse range of fruits and veggies. Also got a red onion for sautés and things like that. I got some ground turkey breast. Now, if you're on an acne journey, I don't think you necessarily need to eat lower fat, and since you're probably, I think, going to be more successful with lower carbs, like moderate to lower carbs, depending on your activity level. If you're a bodybuilder, if you're working out a lot, you do need some carbs probably, but for the average person, I think lower carb can be better for acne, and higher fat can be beneficial. But for me, I have to do a little bit lower fat because I've just been excessive with it, and fat is something where if you're not measuring things like olive oil, or you're not aware of all the fat that is in like yogurt and different things I like to eat, it's easy to exceed fat intake, and I don't want to do that necessarily because I am trying to stay somewhat lean while putting on muscle, so I need to prioritize my carbs. But my point in that is that diets can be different depending on what your goal is. Acne sufferer versus a bodybuilder, your diet is going to look very different. This is my favorite sauce. Stater Bros had a great deal. It was $7.99 for this big bottle of sauce. Usually I feel like this is like $11 at Whole Foods. There is no added sugar in this, and it's just a really yummy sauce. I love for like chickpea pasta, or even a really easy dinner is just like your ground beef or chicken with the tomato sauce. So yummy and cozy and warming. Okay, I thought this was fun. This is the Natural Bliss Zero Sugar Coffee Creamer, and I wanted to share this because I think it's a very accessible option at a lot of grocery stores, be it Target or like Ralph, something like that. And I wanted to share this because, of course, you could just do plain almond milk, something like that, coconut milk, which is great, but a lot of my clients struggle with creamer. They're used to like half and half, and usually they're like, I'm okay with trying something else, but the creamers I've tried have not been similar to my half and half, and they can't get used to it. So this, I think, is like a very realistic option. Okay, then we got some organic bone broth, and I'm excited about this. I like to cook my brown rice with bone broth, and this will add a little bit of protein. It's also great for gut health and repairing that lining in our gut that protects it. I know some of my friends will just like make a mug of this and enjoy it, so I kind of wanted to try that, just having more bone broth in general. And last but not least, we have Boom Chicka Pop. So my macro coach, she wants me eating more carbs. Again, different from an acne diet, but she wants me eating more carbs for muscle pumping. And I just don't eat a ton of carbs because I think because I'm gluten-free, like there's just naturally less carb options. But she recommended popcorn, which is a high volume food. It's pretty low calorie. And how many carbs are even in this? 16 grams. And do get a little bit of fiber, nothing crazy. The fat is actually very low. I would have expected more. Oh no, okay. It's 1 gram of saturated fat, 9 grams total fat. So there's a little fat in here from sunflower oil. Oh, they do use canola oil. Interesting. Didn't know that. But there's no table salt, which I do recommend avoiding when you are making most of your meals. Try not to reach for like the iodized salt. Get yourself some sea salt or Himalayan salt. Okay guys, that is it for my grocery haul. I hope you enjoyed, and I will catch up with you in a little bit. So I just parked. I am at Dr. Kappel's in Corona Del Mar. She is my new dermatologist in SoCal. I'm obsessed with her. I love her so much. It's funny, she actually reached out to me maybe like 2 years ago and asked if I'd want to support her social, like help with her social media, like on the back end and stuff. And I didn't have the bandwidth at the time, but I was like, who is she? She's so cool and beautiful, and followed her. And I've just been obsessed with all of her tips ever since. So if you're not following Dr. Kappel, definitely must follow. She does my Botox and filler. I had lip filler done I think 3 weeks ago, and it turned out really nice and natural. She's very conservative and just great. I feel like she also gets it. Like, something we share is the belief that it's better to start preventing and treating, you know, skin aging and concerns like before they get bad. So I'm in my 30s, and I feel like with a lot of providers, it's like they don't want to treat you until they see the lines and things like that. But I feel like Dr. Kappel gets that we're trying to be preventative in our 30s, and we're trying to look, you know, healthy and young if we can help it. So yeah, I just love her, and I feel like we're on the same page. So today I'm getting Fraxel on my chest, which is like a little bit random, but I've never done anything to treat my chest, and I don't know, I just kind of want to treat it. So I think that's what we're going to do, a little bit of Fraxel today. So let's go inside, and hopefully I can show you some of the treatment. Okay, just calibrating. Here we go. Ready? Okay. Good. Good job. Good. Awesome. Perfect. Let me get back here. I'm going to get over to this side here. Look up just a little bit. Feathering out before we switch to a little bit spicier, okay? So I'm going to blow some cold air. Switch the setting. Good. This one here. Exciting has happened. So for the past almost a year, I've been working on creating a moisturizer for acne-prone skin, I feel like it's difficult for people to find one they love, they're obsessed with, that's safe for acne-prone skin, that delivers rich hydration. And I feel like there's a misconception, and I ran into this a lot when I was trying to work with labs and find an appropriate moisturizer for acne-friendly skin. A lot of labs told me like acne-friendly moisturizers can only be lightweight. Like they can't be deeply hydrating and kind of like last on the skin all day and provide that thorough hydration. So all the options I tried were like just extremely lightweight, almost like a fluid. And some people like that for sure, but I felt like that already, there's options for lightweight moisturizers for acne prone skin out there. I run into a lot of clients who feel dry because they're using actives consistently, and at the same time, acne prone skin can be dry. It's not always an issue of oil. It can be an issue of overproduction of dead skin cells that get trapped in the pores. So that can feel very dry to somebody. And I know myself, I really struggle to find a cream that just feels good, looks glowy on the skin, and where my skin isn't like screaming for moisturizer an hour after I apply it. And that's honestly how I feel, and I have very good options, but I haven't felt like I've had the perfect moisturizer for this type of client. And that's what I wanted to make. I wanted to deliver a moisturizer for the acne prone person who still struggles with dryness and just wants their skin to look dewy and vibrant and feel really comfortable. And I feel like when we are appropriately moisturized and hydrated, we can tolerate our actives so much better. And my line is very much geared towards barrier repair, so this has been a long time coming, and it's kind of been like the missing piece of the puzzle because I have serums, cleansers, eye treatment, lip treatment product. We needed a moisturizer. I should have come out with this sooner, but it's a really challenging product to make that's not going to clog the skin if you want it to be a little more dense. So I'm trying a couple options out. I've gone through a ton of iterations, and I've just told my chemist, like, sorry, it's not there, it's not there. And a lot of labs have limits, and at a certain point they kind of feel like they may not be the lab for you if you're constantly saying like it's not right, it's not there. So I've gone through a lot of labs and I've gone through a lot of iterations, and I'm finally really feeling happy with it. Here's a little teaser of the packaging, YouTube exclusive. I wanted to create airless packaging. This was something else that's hard to come by. Packaging is very important to me. I kept hearing from my customers that they want airless packaging. So I was determined to find something airless that was also elegant, that would look nice on your countertop, that you wouldn't have to keep dipping your fingers into. And I feel like that's hard to come by. Usually I see like tubes or jars, which I don't mind, to be honest. Like, I think a lot of great moisturizers come in jars, but I wanted this to be a little different, and I wanted to meet that demand that people, it feels important to people, and I get it. It's a sanitary thing to not have to continually contaminate your product with your hands. So that's what we set out to do, and I looked at so many jars and finally found the one I think I'm really happy with, and I think it's just beautiful. I had two size options, and what you guys have said is that you would prefer to have the smaller one because it's easier to travel with, takes up less room on your countertop, easier to throw in a makeup bag versus the big one, which I agree, it's like a little big. So this is the size we're going with, but this is the formula I think I'm happy with. Eek! And it feels Just so rich, so buttery, so heavenly on the skin. Like, to get this dewy effect, one, difficult to do with an acne friendly formula, and two, I just was not getting this effect with everything else that I tried. So to me, this is just really, really encouraging, and it reminds you, like, you have these points in business where sometimes you're struggling and you're like, damn, maybe I'm not that good at this, or maybe this is impossible, maybe I'm too much of a perfectionist. I actually hear that a lot from I work with a lot of vendors, a lot of companies, and that is something I've heard once or twice, that I'm a perfectionist. And when you're being told you're a perfectionist, it feels like negative criticism, and it feels like you should change, you should lower your standards. And that is something that my slogan with FreeSKIN has always been, never compromise. I don't want you to compromise your barrier, and I don't want you to compromise on the things that you want. I think standards are important, and we can be made to feel like, oh, you're problematic, you want too much, you expect too much. Standards are what will get you what you want in life, and get you above average, which I don't think that's a bad thing. And I think anyone who wants to be great, you've got to be aiming for above average. And that might seem like perfectionism sometimes, but it's like, what is the point? Why be mediocre? Why be average? I never want to be average to my clients, and as a provider and as a brand now, I've got to be aiming to be the best, or at least unique, memorable, and make somebody's life a little bit easier and better. So I'm just really happy with this, really excited, and yeah, got some big decisions to make. I will have to sign off on it officially if I decide I'm ready to move forward, and that's also a pretty chunky change. But everything I make in my business, I'm constantly investing back, and that's part of entrepreneurship, especially if you don't have other funding, which I don't. Like, I have built my entire brand, my entire business on my own. I've never taken a penny from anyone else. Everything I have worked for, and I've had a lot of privilege in life. But yeah, I'm so proud to say, like, nobody contributed financially to my brand, and maybe at some point, like, that is something I'll be ready for, but it's felt good doing it on my own. Here's the other sample I'm looking at and thinking about. Oh, this one's really delicious too. They are just different textures and consistencies. Like, one is quite rich and buttery, the other one is really, like, almost feels whipped, lightweight but deeply hydrating. Not as glowy, but still very satisfying. So I have a text from my chemist I need to read. Yeah, he says we can talk tomorrow. I am gonna talk to him and just see, like, options, really weigh the benefits of both formulas. Can I find a happy medium? I don't know, I'm gonna talk to him. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end the vlog here since it's getting long, but thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you liked it and enjoy seeing a little peek into my life and things going on. Don't forget to follow along on social media at MySDTessa, at FreeSKIN by Tessa, and at Acne Friendly Food, the new account. And I love you guys so much. Thank you for supporting me. I could not be here without you, and this journey would just not be as fun. Like, it would be lonely without you guys. So I'm just really thankful to have such cool, kind supporters, and to have you along for the ride, because you guys are what motivates me. Like, if I was just doing this alone, it wouldn't be that cool. So thank you for being here. I love you so much, and I will see you next time.